Good morning, JoyAnna. The girls say hi too. They're lounging with me on the bed. Okay, so we're going to use the beautiful Moonchild Tarot and give you a nice reading for whatever you need to know about this new moon energy and moving forward between now and the full moon. I'm going to chant the Mula Mantra to invoke the divine grace and connect to your consciousness, so then your higher self can speak through the cards and I can relay the message to you. So breathe with me, being fully present here and now. Grounding into the new earth that you create and co-create with others. Satchidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Satchidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Satchidananda Parabrahma Purushottama Paramatma Shri Bhagavati Sameta Shri Bhagavate Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. Inviting the universal consciousness, divine grace, divine intelligence into your presence, into your being, into your space. I invite the Seraphim angels to be present with us, assisting us in the highest vibration possible at this time. I wish for an Albiahu channel connecting me to JoyAnna. I see you in the screen of my consciousness. I wish for you to be completely blessed, fully. And we wish for your divine self to communicate with us through these beautiful cards. While also giving all involved Riyama health, mental and emotional energies flowing freely, balancing and harmonizing. Harmony, there is no harm in me. That's a new one I learned yesterday. Harm in me. There is no harm in me. No harm to anyone. So divine angels, guides and masters, loved ones, higher selves, what is it that we need to know moving forward from the new moon to the full moon as we manifest and create our heartfelt desires, bringing all forms of wealth and abundance into our lives. This is the most beautiful deck of cards I've ever seen. I don't resonate with traditional tarot cards. They're kind of like, they're archaic to me. These Moonchild Tarot are just gorgeous. A friend gave them to me when she moved off island. That's the Magician. And then the back of them. Excuse me while I put the fan on me. It's warm, very warm. You like my new feather earrings my friend gave me? They're pheasant. They're a birthday present. So I put a plumeria on them, and I made myself my moonflow crown to wear today. What we need to know moving forward from this new moon where we're planting our seeds to the full moon where we get to reap what we've sown. I'm being told to do a more in-depth reading with more than 3 cards. Traditional, simple card pulling, you would do 3, so you would have past, present, future, or like person, the other person, me, the relationship, or situation, action, outcome. You know, so in 3s is always nice, but something told me that the 3 wasn't going to be enough. We're going to make it a little more in depth, and so this deck offers multiple card spreads, and the one that came up is the chalice spread, like a chalice of a cup. And so this includes 6 cards, 1 being what sacred journey awaits, 2 what ancient oracles call out, so you know what ancient mystics want to communicate with us, what cosmic teachings rise, what inner wisdom activates, what depletes my own cup, and what hidden secrets are being revealed. So that sounds like all kinds of wonderful things that can give us detail. Since we're not just asking about today, we're asking about like the next 2 weeks moving on from today. Place the cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, the sacred journey that awaits. We have 4 of Wands, and it was reversed. There's 2 sisters, and they're uniting, and they're walking through a field of flowers. But this one was reversed, so let's see what it wants to tell us. So this card represents peace and prosperity, completion, stability, and freedom. Just to explain the card, there's two sisters dancing beneath a canopy of flowers within a dreamy space of peace and stability. Beside them stand four wands, powerful markers of the foundation they have built together with their family and loved ones. Here they celebrate the work they have achieved and the sanctuary of this beautiful place. But we've received this card in reverse, so that means that there's something else that we need to see. So this is telling us about the sacred journey that's awaiting. So you may feel as though your energies have been wasted, or a project or idea has been delayed. I personally get this card very often. Last night. This may reflect an overall lack of harmony or inner peace at this time. It may also indicate a period of change or transition where you feel helpless or lacking in stability. An alternative approach to an issue may be needed. Take some time for yourself and meditate on what it is you truly wish to achieve and build. So being clear about what it is that we wish to achieve is so important, and that's where the journaling comes in, and I've recently started to get better at this. And we have so many ideas and so many passions, and the world and our own personal ideas pull us in so many different directions. So when we can truly be very clear about what it is that we want and put it in front of us so that we see it daily, to bring ourselves back into alignment, and then if and when it doesn't feel like it's in alignment anymore, then we can reevaluate and decide what it is that is going to be our new focus. So this is a time of transition, and so it's speaking about the sacred journey that awaits, and we are here for much bigger and deeper purposes than we can even imagine. And so right now is like the real beginning of a major transition for the entire planet. And so all of our past experiences are training leading up to this, and whatever it is that our purpose really is might not actually have to do with, say, the medical industry, if that's what we've been studying, or whatever it is. We've got to look at it as just our training for whatever it is to come. Everything is going to be put together. There is no wasted time. But sometimes, like the card says, we feel like there's some energy that has been wasted. We feel like, oh, I went through all this time, all this school, and I'm changing my direction. And don't ever feel like there's any wasted time, because it's all part of the greater plan. And we have to continue moving forward into the unknown with trust, because it's the only way to keep all infinite possibilities there and always supported. So how can I replenish my heart and play a little? It's one of the contemplation questions. These cards are beautiful. They come with affirmations, contemplation questions. How can I replenish my heart and play a little? And this isn't like taking the whole vacation. It's like finding something small to do on a daily basis. Just, and sometimes it's something that we already do, but we might not be good at doing it every single day. You just, feel out what it is that really, really fills you up. Not something you feel like you have to do. Something that makes you feel happy. Like for me to make my flower crowns, I get to pick the flowers and, I get to tell the plant or the tree what I'm going to do with it. And then I always get to see other creatures while I'm out there and just spend a little time with nature. That's wonderful. And then I get to be creative and actually make it. And for me, sometimes it's easier than others. Sometimes the creativity flows and I make something really amazing and I'm blown away. Or sometimes it's just about being able to adorn ourselves with something that can make us feel better. So maybe this thing is just to polish your jewelry and put it on and, feel that extra form of wealth or whatever it may be. What new improvements can I make in my home life? Our home is like our external temple. We've got to be able to find that comfort with our inner temple, but our physical body still needs a place of comfort to reside, so maybe we need to rearrange the furniture. Doesn't mean we have to redecorate. Doesn't mean we have to do spring cleaning, but maybe something's got to go, maybe something's got to move to flow better. I don't know, but And an affirmation, go ahead and write this down. I rest into the softness of joy. And say this out loud. I rest into the softness of joy. I rest into the softness of joy. Feel it when you say it. I rest into the softness of joy. I rest into the softness of joy. And this is uplifting us out of any feelings of wasted energy or time or being postponed or having that pause in the time of transition. And write this one down. I surrender to the greater connections. What does that mean for you? Repeat. I surrender to the greater connections. I surrender to the greater connections. I surrender to the greater connections. And to me, this makes me think of the greater connections, like the universal intelligence, the connections with our guardian angels, or the spirit guides of the animals around us. You'll notice while I'm going through this, certain animals are going to come and make noise. And they're telling us, listen to this part, like the bird a moment ago. I think that was a thrushy. They're brown birds with big blue beady eyes. All right. So the sacred journey that is awaiting us seems like here and now is to know that there isn't any wasted time. The sacred journey is finding the little things that are going to replenish and fulfill our heart. The sacred journey that awaits is us having that focus and clarity of what it is that we do want. And if we don't know, then we can surrender to the higher connections for the guidance. And the moment we do that, something will happen. You'll get a phone call, you'll meet somebody new, you know, when we let go and we ask the higher intelligence, we get answers fast. All right, so what ancient oracles are calling out? Wow. So face up, it looks like we have Thoth, an Egyptian god, and it looks like he's holding hawk feathers. This is a very amazing card. So I can always send you a picture of it as well, or if you watch this on your phone, you could screenshot. Can you see it okay? Now this is the Judgment card, but the fact that it actually has a god, if you will, on it, and it happens to be the ancient oracle that's calling out, and I feel like it's very pertaining. So let's see what the Judgment card is all about. Here we are. Okay, so the description of the card, to give you a better idea of exactly what's going on here, we've got a full moon, we have a pyramid. At the edge of Atlantis stands Thoth, god of the moon, the great scribe of the Akashic libraries. As an intermediary between the cosmos and the earth, he also records all those who pass through the hall of judgment, where our heart is scaled against the weight of a feather. Thoth helps ignite our true spiritual path by revealing the deepest mysteries and secrets of our soul. So, this ancient oracle Thoth, who is the guardian of the Akashic realms, which is the 8th dimension. The 8th dimension is where there's all-knowing of every single thing, everywhere, every universe. All knowledge, all wisdom is there to be witnessed. And that's completely different than here in the 3rd dimension, where we can just see our feet, or the steps we're taking, or, you know, the room we're in. I feel like I'm sweating on my pillow. Okay, this is exciting. So it says what the Akasha is: all information and thoughts contained within the universe. As basic. It's all thoughts and information in all of the multiverse. And you'll hear people talking about being able to tap into it to get answers and information. So this card's about clarity and healing and soul work and completion. Let's see what Thoth has to say. This powerful key often appears when you ease back into the flow of your higher calling, through pivotal moments that shift your journey from the deepest rites of passage, which allow you to gather your truth, when your priorities become crystal clear as a result of your own heartfelt surrender, when you experience a profound awakening that ends up transforming your view of the world. What falls to the wayside creates new space within you to heal, grow, and evolve as you become open and receptive to the seated wisdom that was always flowing through you. This higher truth may also be illuminated as you relinquish the negative feelings that you have been harboring towards others or yourself. As you shed the karmic burdens that have kept you in the dark, a time for self-forgiveness and great evolutionary change. So, once again, a reminder of that beautiful connection of the higher intelligence. I suggest looking into Thoth, T-O-T-H-O-T-H, and even communicating like you're speaking to your guardian angel, and see what happens. So write this down. Where is forgiveness needed in my life? And forgiveness is such a huge thing to be able to move forward, and to heal all relationships in our life. Because without this forgiveness of one particular situation in the past or the present, it's negatively impacting all relationships in our life. It doesn't matter if it has anything to do with that past or present situation that might require forgiveness, even if it's with yourself, or even if it's with God, whatever aspect needs to be given some forgiveness. Where is forgiveness needed in my life is that contemplation question. And so you can just close your eyes and ask your higher self. And being a video, you can pause and you can take that time as we move through this if you'd like. The next contemplation question is, am I ready to take this next evolutionary step? There's no right or wrong answers. We've got to be able to honor ourselves and see how we feel without judgment or without attachment. And we always know exactly what it is that we need to do for ourselves, to move into a higher place. But sometimes there are steps that are involved, and like personally, I've needed to fast to reset and heal my body. For years I've needed to do this, and my addictions to food and cannabis and alcohol have really prevented me from being able to do this. And at times I want to be hard on myself, and I've got to just know that we must trust in the divine timing, and there isn't a right or wrong time. When the time comes, and after we've been able to let go of certain things, like I'm so much closer to it now than I ever have been. I've I've fasted for like 3/4 of a day, twice this week. So, baby steps. I learned yesterday that if we change our course, sailing around the world just 2 degrees, but going in the same direction, we can end up on a completely different continent. So we can make such huge shifts in our life if we only take those baby steps, shifting just 2 degrees. And so Thoth is here to communicate this to you, and to assist you into easing back into the divine flow that you have always known is there, this divine wisdom that's always there. And we tend to ignore it a lot of our life because of the external influences and what we think we should be doing and things like that. without the critique or judgment. Okay, gemstones that will be assisting with this particular key, apophyllite, and that's a clear quartz crystal, and they come in pyramid shape, and it happens to be a pyramid here on the card. Moldavite, I'm pretty sure that is like from a meteor. Mary Perry, she and her husband have access to it. Moldavite, I bet you the place in Haverty Grace has some. And spirit quartz. Spirit quartz is related to the amethyst. It looks similar to it. It's not as dark purple. But so maybe carrying one of these crystals around with you for the next few weeks and allow those energies. We can do a little more research to find out exactly what those crystals do. Apophyllite, moldavite, and spirit quartz. So the next card that we have here is a very powerful one, and it's one that I used to get a lot personally. So what cosmic teachings arise? So what has the universe been really teaching us recently? It's the Five of Swords, and this young lady sits in a forest. A young woman looks down at 5 small swords. Each one represents a win after a prolonged struggle. But as she reflects on her gains, she sees that they are in fact greater losses. Having been taken at the cost of the wellness of others. Although she was disarming, she ultimately has to carry the weight of her conscience with her. So this card is about defeat, mistrust, disillusion, ego, and loss. And so it's all about major cosmic teachings, like what soul intervention has been happening, because that's how things happen in our life. Like, no matter what, there's free will, but on a higher level, if we continue moving away from our soul's purpose, there's divine intervention, and something steps in our path, something is put in our path to see something that we've been avoiding. And this might be telling us that. So the Five of Swords reflects self-inflicted energies that keep us in a stagnant place of negativity or loss. Through conflict, disagreements, or impulsive behavior, there has been an involuntary burdening of yourself or others. This card highlights pointless winning and needing to be right regardless of the outcome, and comes at a high cost that may alienate others. And it's going very straightforward, and we've got to be able to read between the lines sometimes and just see how the needing to be right could just be with ourselves. And it also goes along with whenever we make a decision, not to feel that guilt, but like we made that decision for a reason in that time, in that moment, and that's okay. But of course, we still have to deal with the consequences, whether it's a hangover or an argument or disagreement or falling out or just losing our car keys. Or I lost my debit card. And that was on an evening when I did something that wasn't for my highest and greatest good. It was kind of like I had to pay for it some way, and that's the way I ended up paying for it. And just an example. Okay, So it's important to step back and take a look at the bigger picture, put everything into perspective, and realize where your true priorities and values lie. Are your opinions and views more important than your relationships? And in some people's case, like, not everybody is able to speak their truth or be on the extreme side of being opinionated. And so sometimes we might be losing a relationship just because we didn't speak up or we didn't share our perspective. Because our perspective is not telling somebody what to do, but our perspective can help someone else have a different perspective and see something in a different way and possibly make a different decision. How are you affecting other people? Is your ambition coming from a place of love or fear? So that's like, if we're afraid that we're not going to have money, and so we take this job that isn't what's going to make us happy or what isn't our passion, but we do it out of fear instead of out of our passion or love. So is our ambition coming from a place of love or fear? And how can your words and actions transform this difficult situation into a positive light? So sometimes it's just communication that might be able to help the overall situation that we might keep on learning. I feel like that's coming to me, like there's a speaking up for ourselves, and a speaking of our truth, and being aware of all the forms of communication that are important, and that's a huge cosmic lesson for so many people, and apparently this one's coming up. Okay, so contemplation questions. Are there any adjustments I need to make along my path? And some of these are going to sound a little repetitive, especially if, the whole reading is geared towards one thing, our near future. How are my actions affecting the world around me? Okay, write down the affirmation. What I share returns. What I share returns. Repeat it. What I share returns. What I share returns. What I share returns. What I share returns. I seek love and release fear. I seek love and release fear. I seek love and release fear. Okay, so moving on. Make sure you pause and contemplate. This the Moon Child Tarot is really focused in this paradigm, the new paradigm, this huge transition that is going on right now, galactically, planetarily, and it's all about doing our shadow work and instead of ignoring those sides of ourselves that we don't like or we think others won't like or we feel like isn't a great quality. For me personally, I had to love the alcoholic personality of myself. And then that shifted my whole relationship with that medicine. It shifted my whole experience with what I was feeling. So, you know, sitting with our shadow side, there's nothing bad about it. There's nothing negative. It's not a positive negative necessarily. It's the complementary side that makes us a balanced human being. But we can't shun it and we can't push it away. Everything that we resist persists, and it'll just keep on coming up, and that soul teaching is going to just keep on getting put in front of us until we learn. Okay, so what inner wisdom activates is our fourth card. And the fourth card is the Lovers reversed. It's a beautiful card. The Lovers, and it's reversed. So let me... Alright, so what I was saying about the shadow work and everything, that like the contemplating is so important. Even when we're studying something, we study and read to learn for whatever reason. If we're only reading it, it's only going in the brain, and it's just being stored as files to be retrieved and regurgitated. It's not actually being integrated into our whole being. So when we contemplate something and we just breathe and sit with a question, we don't actually have to search for an answer. We can ask our higher self, and something will come to you out of nowhere. And sometimes it doesn't. There's no right or wrong. So the inner wisdom activating, I'm gonna have to get water. Okay, standing in a glowing ocean, the lovers face one another as two cosmic souls. These beings contain the prismatic tapestry of their past incarnations together. Within this infinite space, many lifetime stories and memories shine through. As two individual paths united, they build a strength and beauty within the greater collective song. This represents balance, unity, celebration, friendship, and love. So this placement, the reverse position of this key, prompts us to think about our notions of love and how these have been satisfied within our life. Have we been active in honoring the intentions of our hearts? And do we meet our partners or loved ones halfway? And halfway means halfway, not creating all of the love for the relationship. And you know, this can be any relationship. It doesn't necessarily mean a romantic relationship. It may be a good time to establish a sense of direction or priorities in order to make room for opportunities and growth. And so we all want love in our life. And so once again, we've got to see what it is that we truly want. And write down all qualities that you want in your other half. You know, you want to be able to be and see the mirror of each other. But in a conscious relationship where you can actually see the mirror, and the mirror is going to trigger you. The mirror is going to show you things about yourself. When you look at another person, we see the things that we don't like about ourselves in them, the things that drive us nuts about people. You know, tend to be the shadow side of ourselves that we don't necessarily accept. And that's why life is relationship. That is why we are interdependent of everybody in our life, because we're all learning something from each other. How am I honoring my own life path? So maybe there's somebody that we want to be intimate with, but they're like so strongly going on their path where there might not be room for us to merge paths and follow our own path. How am I honoring my own life path? Am I ready and open to receive or give love? And that's a whole other part of it, of these relationships. And when we find love, not a loving relationship, not an intimate relationship, not a romantic relationship, when we find love, when we can know love, when we can feel love, then every single person we see, we can actually fall in love with. And we're not trying to have many, many lovers, but, you know, sometimes that happens because we are walking through life misinterpreting this notion of love that we have for all of life, and we fall into infatuation, and then a month goes by and we're like, what was I thinking? This person is what I'm seeing, needing, or envisioning. But at the very simple, basic point of all of it is you had love. You had love for them just as they were. And there was a reciprocation. You know, you were both able to have that love. So the astrological signs here is Gemini, and Mercury, and Venus. And the gemstones that will assist in this, in building this relationship and friendship and balance of love in our life is rose quartz and green kyanite. I don't know if I've ever seen green kyanite. I've seen blue. Okay. Moving along. The next one, we are seeing what depletes my own cup. Right? We have a 9 of Pentacles, and this is a fairly new card to me. It's beautiful. Wow. It's reversed. The 9 of Pentacles. Are you sleeping? Anna's lying like this, wagging her tail. Yeah, she's asleep. Alright, 9 of Pentacles. Doing a more elaborate card layout takes a lot more time. So I hope you're able to absorb it all in one sitting. So at a luminous doorway, there's a field of lavender. And I know there's a field of lavender. There's a lavender farm near you, and that might be speaking to you. Go to the lavender farm. I like that. Okay. At a luminous doorway to another world, we see a lush and colorful landscape just beyond this threshold. A dancer stands at the edge of the entry point, calling us forward to bask in this beautiful sight. As we move on and journey into the space ahead, our dreams come full circle and we enter a new stage of awakening. And it was reversed. So we're learning what depletes our cup. Overindulgence in the physical or materialistic aspects. I got this card last night. I was asking about my health. Overindulgence in the physical or materialistic aspects of life. Working too hard towards goals without a proper payoff. The inability to reach a state of happiness or comfort if risks have been taken along the way. It may be necessary to take a step back and make a concrete plan within reason. We make plans in God layoffs. But sometimes, in order to keep and maintain that focus that we've been talking about, knowing exactly what we want, and depending on what it is that we want, I can't really make a plan. but some situations require a plan. Again, this can come back to an imbalance in how your energies are being used. And we don't want to be too busy that we can't even like have the time or energy to trim our own toenails. What can you shift or release? Are you ready to make a small sacrifice for growth? So I'm going to reread this. Overindulgence in the physical or materialistic aspects of life, working too hard towards goals without a proper payoff, the inability to reach a state of happiness or comfort if risks have been taken along the way. It may be necessary to take a step back and make a concrete plan. Again, this can come back to an imbalance in how your energies are being used. What can you shift or release? Are you ready to make a small sacrifice for growth? What came to me while reading was like, even if we have to stop doing something that is like a major commitment in our life, even if we have to back out of something, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Like, we have to honor ourselves. We have to honor our feelings. We have to honor our energy, because we cannot give anything from an empty cup. Maybe a drop. And then we might just shrivel up or get sick or, all kinds of things. So all of these things are what are depleting your cup. And I know your essence. Your essence is joy. And we've got to keep that light lit and bright. When the candle gets too much wax, I just got this picture in my head. The candle, the flame is just barely there. It's like drowning in the melted wax, and it's like, we have to keep on dumping the wax out so that the flame can be lighter. So we've got to let go of things, and sometimes we have to dump out all the wax. And we can't be hard on ourselves and say, oh, I'm giving up, or whatever it may be. Like, it's okay to shift and deviate from what we thought we wanted, or what we thought was best for us, or what we were made to believe was going to make us worthy or successful. So this is all about growth and comfort and stability, pleasure, peace, and harmony. There's no harm in me. But when all these things deplete our cup, it's harming me. How am I making time to appreciate Mother Earth? Because Mother Earth is our initial source of resources. That flower field, get to that flower field, collaborate with Katie, and do a meditation and body work retreat. It could just be, this is all on page 222. The repeated twos are humanity numbers. So your life purpose is for humanity, to be there for humanity. You wouldn't be a massage therapist. You wouldn't be a body worker. You wouldn't be in the field that you are in. But we've got to find that fine line when it's overtaxing and we don't have time to do our toes. How am I making time to appreciate Mother Earth? Am I ready to receive the blissful rewards of my work? like, sometimes we just gotta say, okay, my toolbox is full. My toolbox and tool belt is like starting to weigh me down. Let's use it. Let's put it to purpose. Let's, like, there's never going to be the right time to, like, start with whatever it is we've been building and building and building. It's like, what can you do with everything that you know and have learned, and bring it all together and make something that's blissful? Are you ready to receive the blissful rewards of your work? You've put in so much hard work. Where's the blissful rewards coming? Okay, your affirmations. I rest and play in this blissful light, because there's no wax drowning you. I rest and play in this blissful light. I rest and play in this blissful light. I rest and play in this blissful flower field. I rest and play in this blissful flower field. And that's exactly what you'll be doing anytime you're going to spend time in Mother Nature, whether it's the flower field, whether it's by yourself or not. You're going to be able to rest, but you're also able to play. Okay, the next one is, I see the harmonious design of Mother Gaia. I see the harmonious design of Mother Gaia. I see the harmonious design of Mother Gaia. This is the fractal. This is the, some kind of code. I can't remember what it's called right now. But it's, you know, that spiral and like the sunflowers. And when you cut the fruit, you see that it's just this divinely orchestrated and created. And I mean, there was no thought or planning. It's the universal consciousness is what's fueling and aiding the growth of this design. Anna. Are you okay? We started kicking our sister. All right, we have one more card, and she's so beautiful, and she is face up. What hidden secrets are being revealed? And she looks like Mother Gaia, the Queen of Wands. Hidden secrets that are being revealed. This queen's bright and radiant presence reflects an energetic fire within, and her appearance is adorned with lush flowers and rich colors, symbols of abundance, fertility, and growth. The warm backdrop illuminates the potent magic that fills the world of this queen as she sources her power from her own vibrancy and truth. This is you, JoyAnna. This is you. Charismatic, authoritative, spiritual, and independent. The Queen of Wands is a passionate and outgoing individual who is both strong-willed and fierce. Their ability to light up a room with their presence does not go unnoticed by others, as their charming and fiery personality seems, at times, larger than life. This queen is confident in their power and does not need outside validation, sourcing their wisdom from a deep sense of knowing that aligns with their own spiritual values and beliefs. And this is the secret that you are able to share now. Now you can sing it from your heart. This was a good sentence. This queen is confident in their power and does not need outside validation, sourcing their wisdom from a deep sense of knowing that aligns with their own spiritual values and beliefs. This type is also highly protective of their loved ones and able to adapt to almost any social environment, making all who surround them feel warm and welcome. This queen encourages you to stand strong in your own resilience and following the pulse of your heart and dreams. You are instilled with sacred wisdom, and this queen wants you to go deep and source from this place. I'll read it again. The Queen of Wands is a passionate and outgoing individual who is both strong-willed and fierce. Their ability to light up a room with their presence does not go unnoticed by others, as their charming and fiery personality seems at times larger than life. This queen is confident in their power and does not need outside validation, sourcing their wisdom from a deep sense of knowing that aligns with their own spiritual values and beliefs. This type is also highly protective of their loved ones and able to adapt to almost any social environment, making all who surround them feel warm and welcome. This queen encourages you to stand strong in your own resilience in following the pulse of your heart and dreams. You are instilled with sacred wisdom, and this queen wants you to go deep and source from this place. For contemplation, go ahead and pause and really soak it in. How can I connect with my own inner vibrance? How can I connect with my own inner vibrance? How can I connect with my own inner vibrance? And close your eyes and breathe, and allow your divine to show you a picture, to bring a thought into your head. Something that you know, something that you do. You can pause. The next contemplation question is, how am I being invited to ignite my passions? How am I being invited to ignite my passions? How am I being invited to ignite my passions? How am I being invited to ignite my passions? You know, what's going on in your life? What things have been shown to you recently? What keeps popping up? What synchronicities are happening that get you excited? Okay, and then the affirmations to write down. Put this on your bathroom mirror. I source from the fire within me. I source from the fire within me. Repeat it. I source from the fire within me. I source from the fire within me. Feel it. I source from the fire within me. I source from the fire within me. I source from the fire within me. I sustain this power and path. 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. That means God is truth. Okay. this idea before. So when these ideas, or when I have these thoughts that don't come with a bunch of dialogue, then I go, oh, okay, well, that's just my guidance. So then I go, oh, okay, we're going to do that. So I want you to think of a person in your life now, a relationship that might be difficult, or it might be confusing, or you might not know if you need to maintain this relationship in your life. Think of a relationship that you want some guidance. We're just going to pull one card that's going to help us know. Because the divine is timeless. Because the work we're doing is timeless. We're connected through time and space infinitely. So it doesn't matter that I do this before you watch it. The spirit, your higher self, already knows. So, find this person, situation. We ask for guidance around it. This is the guidance for this particular relationship you're contemplating. Reversed strength. So a young woman sits calmly with a majestic lion, an embodiment of all that is wild and free. He or she is unaffected by its presence, for in her grace and strength she has built and nurtured a safe relationship with the lion. Both demonstrate a strong sense of mastery and peace over their deep instincts, attuning to a higher frequency of awareness. So this was reversed. So it's a time to align with the wisdom and courage you hold within. If you have relied on the reassurance or direction of others so far, now may be a good time to step out of your own fate and face your fears with gentle care. Open your awareness to the higher gifts that reside within your heart. You are wise. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt and trust in your own strength. So as you are going to relate with this person, we've got a number 8. It's card number 8. If that means something. Oh my. Something's happening. A lot of energy moving through. That's so powerful. I want to read it again. You must be having a breakthrough. Like, a time to align with the wisdom and courage you hold within. If you have relied on the reassurance or direction of others so far, Now may be a good time to step out of your own and face your fears with gentle care. Open your awareness to the higher gifts that reside within your heart. Open your awareness to the higher gifts that reside within your heart. You are wise. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt and trust in your own strength. Whoever this person or relationship is doesn't need all the power you're giving it. It might even be a relationship that you're ready to just peace out, nigga. If something happened, oh my God. Something happened. How can I reconnect with my own unique strengths? Am I ready to face my fears and trust myself? And those are good contemplation questions for relationships like this one we're speaking about, or just in general. How can I reconnect with my own unique strengths? Am I ready to face my fears and trust myself? And a gemstone that's going to assist you with this is a bloodstone, a cinnabar, I don't know what that is, and a hematite. Aho! KJ! That means victory. And Aho is like a Native American amen. Amen originally came from an evil man called Amun-Ra, who was not good. Amen is no longer in my vocabulary when I learned the history of it. Aho is like, it feels so much more self-empowering. Amen, amen. It like doesn't really have any feeling to it. And KJ is Sanskrit for victory. So at the end of every prayer, at the end of every wish, at the end of every blessing, KJ, do your dance. And celebrate, 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 celebrate as if it's already here and true and now is wonderful and perfect, and we feel that gratitude. So this is a lot. It's a lot to take in, a lot to contemplate, so sit with it and use this and rewatch, do whatever you need to do. Take yourself some notes and add it to your vision board, only what resonates with you, of course. From how I know you, I felt like it was a really great message for moving forward. And so I want you to let me know when you're ready for the next step. Let this soak in, let this be implemented and integrated into your life. We can always move on tomorrow, move forward tomorrow, or whatever, whenever is good, whenever is for you. I wish that Goddess Saraswati be with you, the goddess of the knowledge and wisdom and sciences, and Goddess Lakshmi, goddess of all forms of wealth. All forms, 8 forms. We've got beauty, we have victory, we have prosperity. We have impacting positive influence on our community. We have the wealth of healthy parent-child relationships. There's a few others I can't remember right now. But let Lord Ganesha, the gatekeeper, remover of obstacles, assist us in removing all those obstacles. And they are representations of aspects of God, all sourcing from one true original source in the center of the cosmos, where it's just oneness. No right or wrong. Before any lineage was created, before any masters or sons of God descended onto this planet to teach humanity, your true original source. I love you so much. I wish for you to be completely blessed, wholly, completely. Namaste. Thank you for your love and support and friendship. I'll see you soon.